On the night of 20th April 2010, the Deepwater Horizon sat in the Gulf of Mexico, 9 days from finishing what the industry called a successful well. The rig carried redundant safety systems, a professional crew, and a blowout preventer rated for exactly the conditions it faced. Then the well blew out, killing 11 people and releasing nearly 5 million barrels of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. 3 separate companies each produced investigations afterward, and each placed primary responsibility somewhere other than its own organization. The unanswered question was which of those accounts, if any, was accurate, and whether any single company bore decisive responsibility. This is the structural autopsy of Deepwater Horizon. The Macondo well sat in Mississippi Canyon Block 252, roughly 80 kilometers off the Louisiana coast, under 1,500 meters of water. BP held the drilling lease and made every major engineering decision about how the well was designed and finished. Transocean owned and operated the rig itself, supplying the crew and maintaining all drilling equipment, including the blowout preventer. Halliburton was contracted to seal the bottom of the well with cement, the barrier that was supposed to keep pressurized hydrocarbons underground. Every blowout begins with a barrier failure, and the first barrier in this well was the cement sealing the base of the production casing. Halliburton used a nitrogen foam cement blend that its own pre-job modeling showed was at high risk of instability. The National Commission found that Halliburton proceeded with that formulation despite internal test results indicating it would not form a competent seal. BP reviewed and approved that cement plan, placing the operator directly in the failure chain rather than merely downstream of it. 11 hours before the explosion, the crew ran a negative pressure test, the industry's standard check for a compromised well barrier. The test produced anomalous pressure readings that, according to the Commission, indicated hydrocarbons were already migrating into the well. BP's well site leaders accepted an alternative explanation for those readings that the Commission later described as not plausible. The well was declared secure, and the crew began displacing the weighted drilling mud with seawater, removing the final hydrostatic pressure barrier. With the mud column gone and the cement seal already compromised, pressurized hydrocarbons entered the bottom of the well. Gas expanded as it rose through the riser, accelerating toward the surface faster than the crew could detect or respond. At 21:49 local time, the gas reached the rig floor, ignited, and the Deepwater Horizon exploded. The rig burned for 36 hours before sinking, the fire visible from the Louisiana coast more than 70 kilometers away. The blowout preventer was the last engineered defense, a 300-ton valve stack on the seafloor designed to shear through the drill pipe and seal the well. The blind shear rams were activated but failed to fully close. Federal investigators found the BOP had known unresolved maintenance deficiencies. Transocean was responsible for maintaining that equipment, and the BOMRE investigation found that maintenance records showed unresolved issues on the ram assembly. After the blowout, Halliburton ran further laboratory tests on the foam cement blend used at Macondo. Those tests confirmed the cement was unstable, and Halliburton then deleted the results before turning records over to the government. In 2013, Halliburton pleaded guilty to a criminal charge of destroying that evidence, paying a fine of $200,000. BP's internal investigation found that multiple parties shared responsibility, a conclusion that distributed blame without centering it on any single actor. Transocean's investigation focused almost entirely on cement design and well planning, activities that were BP's and Halliburton's domain, not Transocean's. The Independent National Commission rejected that fragmentation and found that root causes lay in systemic failures across all 3 organizations. 11 workers died in the initial explosions. Jason Anderson, Aaron Dale Burkeen, Donald Clark, Stephen Curtis, Roy Wyatt Kemp, Carl Kleppinger Jr., Gordon Jones, Blair Manuel, Dewey Rivette, Shane Roshto, and Adam Weissy. The wellhead leaked for 87 days before it was capped, discharging an estimated 4.9 million barrels of oil, the largest accidental marine oil spill in United States history. 17 crew members were injured in the explosions, and damage to Gulf Coast fisheries and ecosystems extended across years of documented recovery effort. Primary mechanism: an unstable cement seal allowed pressurized hydrocarbons to enter the wellbore, and a misread negative pressure test left the path open. Progressive failure: cement barrier failed, warning readings were misinterpreted, the final hydrostatic barrier was removed, gas entered and escalated, and the blowout preventer did not seal. Contributing failures: Halliburton's unstable cement formulation despite internal warnings, Transocean's unresolved BOP maintenance deficiencies, and Halliburton's post-blowout destruction of test evidence. Human consequence: 11 workers killed, 17 injured, and the largest accidental marine oil release in United States history. Final finding: 3 companies each had the authority to prevent the blowout, each had the information to act, and none did. Shared responsibility is not the same as distributed accountability.